What's going on? Welcome to HDiiTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Man, I got in and went straight to sleep. I was still looking for news and everything on Angel. Probably find out later today or tomorrow. I mean, hopefully no news is good news. I think she probably, like how she fell on it, I think it kind of sprained it, I believe. So we'll see. We don't know if she might be playing. You know, she could probably give it a go to see if they do anything with it. You know. But the misinformation and the not misinformation too, but everyone is trying to figure out. I was on Twitter, which is nothing but a cesspool of BS. Like, people just twist things on there all the time. A person posed the question of, why don't they promote Caitlin Clark versus Sabrina Ionescu? And I keep telling people they're white. They're not going to promote white versus white. Like, that doesn't sell anything. They have to have black versus white, and the white player being more superior than the black player, or it's a battle back and forth. Angel Reese is used as they want her to be bad. So they took a game she played last and tried to make it, oh, well, she's missing layups, so why is she trying to get more money? But nobody reported when she was doing good. It was quiet. Everybody wasn't saying nothing. They couldn't say nothing. Then she had a bad game, which she was repeatedly getting fouled and didn't get a call. But nobody wants to talk about how Sabrina Ionescu just left the whole league entirely. Nobody talks about that. How she kept coming in and out of the league. And how she played terrible in the league. She only had a few good games, I believe, if that. But overall, she was terrible. So they won't promote a white versus white. And the reason they won't is because it's not entertaining. Because if you promoted that, which is Sabrina and Caitlin, who they don't play similarly. They're very different. Somebody was trying to say, well, they're kind of the same. They're really not. Sabrina plays an off-ball game. Now she'll distribute the ball here and there, you know, but she doesn't run the offense. Like, she's not the floor general. Like, everyone's like, oh, but she brings the ball up and she passes it. Just because you get assists don't mean you're a floor general. Doesn't mean you're a great passer. It's the context of which you're getting the assists. So when you see Caitlin's going to have about 10 or 11 assists a game, Sabrina's more around 4 to 6, I believe, if that. But Sabrina's strictly a 2. But how they play their offense, they actually run a offense where the ball is moving. It's not just sticking in one player's hand and they're being dominant with the ball. You know, she's a ball dominant guard. That's all she is. She's a ball dominant 2 guard. and people get mad. You know, like the one white guy, I think it was on Key Channel, he got mad and everything. He like, oh, you're dissing her and everything. I'm like, nobody's dissing her. That's just what you like. But my thing is, if that's all you like, then why don't you just promote her? You are using Angel Reese's name to tear her down and tear the sport down. But you guys don't like Angel Reese and y'all feel that she's not relevant, then why are y'all talking about her? Why are you talking about it? Why don't you talk about Sabrina Ionescu versus Caitlin Clark? They can't do that because they know both players are boring. They're not going to give you any sound bites. So they want to go to the black players and try to make them the villain. Like they're trying to make Asia the villain, which I don't know why. Asia's probably the sweetest person you'll ever meet. So I don't even get it. And then you got, of course, blacks in our own community who diss Angel. And they're mad because there's so much of there's so many people who got Angel's back. You got the kids who love her. You even got some white people who like her. Kate Martin, who I thought like she reached out through a DM, and she don't really talk about the stuff because they're told not to talk about it. But why can't the white players come out and use their whiteness to attack the media and tell the media, look, like, why are you going after our counterparts? They're not going to do that. You see, Larry Bird came out and he destroyed that notion of, oh, Isaiah Thomas and them are racist towards Bird. And Larry Bird just basically did the press conference, nipped it in the bud, and moved on from there. You know, Caitlyn knows what's going on, but she's not going to say anything because that's just who she is as a person. She don't speak up. She did that time bull crap because she wanted to be seen like, oh, she really cared. But her poor choice of words in the article made a lot of people like, whoa, like, what do you mean kind of built the league? The league was built on the black and brown players. That's just what it is. Like, you don't have to like it if you're white. You don't have to like it. But the problem is a lot of white folks, they look at it as we got to be superior. We got to be the alphas. We got to be the best. You know, then we got blacks who fall right into that trap because now we're in the era of these red pill and incel men, they call them, who just hate black women. And they try to group a certain black woman with every black woman out there when they're not. You know, I disagree with LB a lot of times when I tell them, like, every woman's not like that. It just depends on where you're looking for women at. Some women are not like how some of these IG women are, and they're not. Because I've met them before in real life. So they want to push this agenda to continuously sell. Like, they want to sell negativity because negativity and hate and all of that stuff like sells. Sabrina and Caitlyn, there's no angle there. They're both boring players. And I tell people, I'm like, okay, like, they bring up the numbers like, oh, but look how many numbers she is. She's white. Like, there's more white people in America than black. So, of course, the numbers are going to be high. But Angel Reese had some highs as well. Then there were people who said the games they tried to get into where they were trying to get more people to come in and watch, they capped them off at 10,000 when they could have at least had 20. That's the manipulation of the media, and that's the manipulation of the numbers that are being presented from that standpoint. They want you to continuously look at it like, okay, well, hate, we're going to continuously hate. Unrivaled has been doing great. Unrivaled brought in Steph Curry. Shout out to Steph Curry. The chef is coming in to support. He's an investor, which helps out a lot. And then you got guys like this chump, the little fat Irish guy. Y'all know I'm talking about, his bitch ass. He's like, well, maybe we can make it a 5v5 format and stuff. They're not making it a 5v. If you want a 5v5, go play the Athletes Unlimited. This is something different. This is why it's being successful. And because of the rivalry with the Rose and Angel and them, Angel has really made this league like turned upside down. She's made everybody want to compete. She does. She wanted to make everyone compete, and everybody's competing now because she's competing against them. But the only time they mention Angel is when she has a bad game, but they never mention the good games she have. She had a lot of good games last year in her rookie year. And she had some games in Unrivaled. She's been doing good. They don't talk about it. So the double standard, we already know what's going on. That's why I don't be engaging with people on the internet or whatever. I just block them or I don't respond because they're stupid. They already come from a place of, I don't like something, so I'm going to tear it down. Just like Marcellus Wiley bitch ass. He a bitch too. Him and shit, like when all of them were going through that Ryan Clark, I don't like none of them niggas. All them niggas ain't nothing but sambos and tokens. That's all they are. And if they bite the hand to feed them, they going to replace them with another token nigga and a sambo. So why are we even giving those type of men energy? Why are y'all supporting shit like when y'all like, well, he does have a point. Everybody can make a point. Everybody can make a point. There's a lot of dumbass people. There's people who dumb as rocks. They make points. A dead clock is right twice a day. It is. So the problem with us as a consumer, as people who want to see the game grow, we have to start getting rid of a lot of this narrative business. Like all of this narratives like that's being pushed. But my thing is this, I ask these people, why your favorite player didn't play in Unrivaled? Then they're gonna talk about, she bullied the best player in the W. And that's when Angel responded like, when did I bully Asia Wilson? Like, what are you talking about? It's like, what are we doing? But see, that's the world we live in. Everyone thinks that she's good and she's not. She's not, to me, she's not in the top 10. I don't see how you got her there. Like her game, like now that everybody got film on her, we're going to see how she adjusts in year 2. But they're never going to promote an Ionescu and Clark. Now, Paige, they'll do that. Paige versus her or Juju versus her. They're trying to set that up. So they're trying to put her to verse everybody. They're trying to promote her as the little hero and all these people are villains trying to stop her from winning the championship. They did this bullshit with Michael Jordan. And it's like, it's sickening. It's so dumb. Like, it's so dumb. But that's how you sell to the American people, because the American people are dumb. Americans are dumb. Because y'all keep falling for the same dumb shit they've been pushing to y'all since we were kids, if not before that. Look at what they did with the election. They pushed for a white man to be in charge because you had your own black people tearing down a black woman. Your own black men tearing down a black woman. They worked that angle of division within the black community, which is between men and women. They've made us hate each other. It's to the point where you don't really see a lot of black men and black women as couples on TV or shows. You don't get that black love. Like you watch the show Invincible. That's a cartoon from a indie comic book that came out back in the day. They made the white girl who was the love interest of Invincible first. Then they made her black, but they have her with a white guy. Excuse me. So they're not promoting that. Or they'll have a black man with a white woman. So that's just how it is. That's how it goes. So now we have here's another thing. They pushed the white man is in trouble or the white people in trouble. We're losing the country. No, y'all won't use your white skin. See, white people, y'all done got comfortable. Y'all got so comfortable that y'all felt like because I'm white, I could do whatever I want. I'll be cool. They played on your mind because they know you're stupid. They know the majority of white people in this country are easily to brainwash. As long as you make them feel like they're superior, as long as you make them feel like their skin tone is the best, they will continuously try to push blacks down or put their knee on their neck, like the George Floyd stuff. When Chauvin did that, now you got the Trump coming out. We're gonna try to pardon him to cause more hate in the country, and that's what Trump brings is a lot of hate. But see, black people are so dumb because they got a stimulus check, which had nothing to do with him. That stimulus check was put in by the Treasury, by the National Treasury, the U.S. Treasury. But y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all don't. Because we're dumb. We have been dumbed down. We have regressed as people. So this is why they won't push that. They'll push a Paige versus Caitlyn. I talk about this on my Patreon. They'll do that because Paige has a lot more followers. And there's a lot of black people that love Paige as well. So they're going to try to use that Paige versus Caitlyn. They're still going to do the angel thing because that made money last year. And I told people that made money. Everybody think it's one-sided. Oh, it's just Caitlyn. No, stupid. It's Angel. Angel has white fans too. She went to LSU. LSU is a lot of white people go there because I know white people who've gone there. Because when I did classes, there were some who were in class from LSU. So I've seen them. You can look up the population of how many whites it is there at LSU. So this notion that the media makes something out of this. Cam Newton had to come on Angel's show and he said, it's a lot of people that like you out here. And it is. She has a lot of fans. It's just that the internet is full of so much toxicness that you don't know. Because every time you search Angel Reese, she's being compared to an animal. She's being compared to this. Why is it that we're always compared to animals when the ones who look like animals is white folks? Y'all the ones who look more like an animal than us. Y'all are y'all worse than us. Throughout history, y'all have been proven to be worse than anybody. than any other group on this earth. Y'all are. So if you want to get technical, we can, but y'all can't handle it. The problem is y'all can't handle not being the best. Like y'all want to be the best, and by showing you're the best, you want to tear down blacks as a whole. And it's the same thing. If Angel Reese was so irrelevant, y'all wouldn't be talking about her, white people. Y'all wouldn't be sitting at home making clips of her lowlights. When y'all don't do that with anybody else. I could go do a lowlight of Caitlin Clark, but you know why we don't? We don't care. Because we don't like Caitlin like that. We don't care. We don't talk about her. When we try to talk about Angel Reese, a good player, you guys come over to our pages and talk about Clark. For what? You tell me she moves the needle. Then why do you always have to put her with somebody? You got her in a Nike commercial talking about winning at all costs. What has she won? This is what I'm talking about. This is why LeBron had so many people hate him in his career, because he was losing all the time, but they're trying to promote him as a winner, as the best, as the greatest of all time, when he's lost more than he's won. And that's why people have an issue, is that, okay, he's lost more than he won, but why don't y'all promote Wilt? Why don't y'all promote Jerry West? Why can't we talk about those players? They had losing records. Why can't we talk about Elgin Baylor? He didn't win a championship, and he went to a lot of them. That's the reason why people have a problem with the LeBron thing, is because y'all try to wipe away those losses he had and a couple of some bad performances in the finals. Y'all wipe that away. And then he's getting all these stats. And we really didn't start caring about stats like that until they started making excuses for LeBron in the finals. When he was losing, they would always bring up his stat line. You know who else they did that with? They did that with Jerry West back in the day. When Jerry West and them lost to the Celtics, they even gave him an MVP. They gave him an MVP of the finals when they lost. Because they despised that Celtics team, because it was nothing but brothers on that team. They despised Bill Russell. They didn't like Bill Russell. They loved Wilt, but they didn't love Wilt. They were comfortable with Wilt, but they hated Bill Russell because Bill Russell was for the civil rights movement. He was for blacks having equal opportunity. And a lot of you all don't do your history lesson. So many people love Angel Reese because of her work ethic, because she wants to get better. She listens. She takes criticism. She takes it when she's praised. She don't accept the praise because she still feels like she can do better. And that's what you want as a competitor, as a person who loves winning. That's what you care about. But we have lost that sight because of the internet, because of the toxicness, because of the bullness. If you like Caitlin Clark, then love Caitlin Clark. If you love LeBron, then love LeBron. But don't come over here dissing players that somebody else likes. But see, y'all do that because y'all think it's all funny. Y'all think it's cool. To me, these debates are so pointless because at the end of the day, you're not going to change the mind of anybody. This is why I don't debate nobody. You're not going to change my mind. You're not. And then this what else pisses me off. They're trying to say when Caitlyn was doing what she was doing with her numbers, oh, she's way better than what Cheryl Swoops was. If Caitlyn Clark and Cheryl Swoops would have played each other, Cheryl Swoops would have dogged Caitlyn Clark. She would have destroyed her. She would have destroyed her. She'd have picked her up 94 feet and she would have locked her ass down. Elena Beard would have locked her down. Hose claw. Catchings. Come on, man. What are we talking about? Y'all want to desecrate history or desecrate anything that a black person does to try to make it like she did something. So y'all go to, oh, she's popular. Because you can't say win, because she didn't win nothing. Then these people, let me tell you, this is what's so funny. These people have said, oh, well, she won the Big Ten championship. Like anybody give a damn about that shit. Like, who cares about that? Nobody care about she won a damn Big Ten. Who cares? Who cares she won the Big Ten? What that's supposed to mean? See, this is what happened. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar So people like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar basically said, they basically said this. So what they said was this. Kareem said Elgin Baylor's 71 game was better than Kobe's 81. And I agree with him. It was. Elgin Baylor's game was not Elgin. Was it Elgin Baylor's? Yeah, Elgin Baylor. Yeah. And he said that because there was no threes. Elgin Baylor was shooting all twos. A lot of y'all players today would not have survived back then because back then defense was allowed. You were allowed to forearm somebody. You was allowed to get physical. Now you can't touch nobody. This is the offensive era. And then everybody shoots bad shots. This is the bad shot era. So you know it. You know, and Kareem said it, and Kareem loved Kobe, but he liked it to Elgin Baylor, and I agreed with him. Somebody was like, "But I thought you liked Kobe." So what that supposed to mean? Elgin Baylor's was it was more impressive. There was no threes. He did this with all twos. Wilt Chamberlain's 100 points. He did it all at the basket. That's what I'm saying. It's like you guys try to shit on history so much. Y'all shit on history so much. Like, y'all don't even want to give credit to the blacks or brown folk who helped build this game. Y'all don't. Y'all don't like to give credit. I don't understand it. I don't understand why you guys don't like that you guys have a problem giving credit to those that are of color. You guys run everything. You're the majority when it comes to Congress, the Senate, the presidency, the corporations. Whites have a majority. They run the country. So again, how are whites how are whites getting the country taken from them when y'all are in the majority of things? Go to a corporation. Go inside the board of directors. I bet you it's a lot. I bet you it's more whites than blacks if there's a black person in there. And if it's a black person in there, he's a Tiger Woods black person. He's a Tiger Woods black person. He ain't no Russell Westbrook black. Or, he ain't no dark skinned brother. You already know that. They gonna have probably a light dude. And if they have a dark skinned brother in there, shit, he like the, what's the movie? Get Out. Yeah, Get Out. I think that's what it's called. Then he's one of them. So, So that's what I'm talking about. I just get sick and tired of it. Like, we don't talk hoops no more. We always talk about, oh, who's popular. Nobody give a damn who's popular. We care about what's being played on the court. Caitlin airballed like 2 layups last year. She bricked some layups last year. Did they make a whole low light of it? No, because they like her. She was terrible. She was 41% from the field, and she was 34% from the three. That's terrible for as much as she dominates the ball. But she was a rookie, so I gave her a pass. I gave her an A, and I gave Angel Reese an A minus. Because you guys were trying to degrade them on a veteran. And I told y'all, if y'all want me to grade her like a veteran, I will. Then I'll give her a D. I give her if I was grading both of them, if I was grading both of them as a veteran, then like if they were in the league for a while and stuff, Kaylin would have had a D plus. Angel would have had a C minus. Now people are like, well, why do you give her higher grade on the rookie, but then if it was like a veteran? Because as a rookie, Caitlin Clark did a lot of impressive things. And plus she got to stay healthy through the season and she got to the playoffs. That's the only reason why. But if we're talking about grading on individual performance as far as on a vet, Angel would do better because she impacted her team more. They lost more, but she impacted her team more when she was on the floor. And when she wasn't on the floor, they were terrible. Caitlin Clark, when she was on the floor, she brought the team down a lot of times because of her bad passing, her turnovers, and her lack of defense. So you have to look at it from what are you grading it on? You're grading it on them as being a rookie. But if you want to grade like a vet, that's how I look at veterans. Your impact on the team, how your play affects the team. And if you watch how the defense was for the team, the perimeter guards, the guards were horrible on defense. If it wasn't for Angel being on the back end, it would have been even worse. So again, if you love Caitlin Clark, praise Caitlin Clark. Stop tearing everybody down. You could talk about Caitlin Clark all day, but the reason y'all don't is because she's boring. She is. Like, we used to argue, people argue with me today, like, man, LeBron's this and that. He the GOAT. I'd be like, okay, he's the GOAT to you, bet. He's not my GOAT. He not. The greatest of all time is God to me. But the GOAT, people who were calling the GOAT was Manigault. Earl Manigault was the GOAT. He's the GOAT. He was dubbed that way when? Way back when. You know, you got people saying, oh, Jordan's this and that. Jordan's not my GOAT. I argue with Jordan fans. Like, I'm good, but Jordan was great. But y'all act like Jordan wasn't getting his ass whooped in the 80s. You know, Jordan fans try to wipe away history just like these LeBron fans do. They do the same thing. That's why it's so funny to me when they argue with each other, because they're both the same punk ass fan bases. They are. Both spoiled ass fan bases, a bunch of brats. That's the problem. Y'all both were given too much. And now and now it's like you can't even say nothing anymore about any other player, because the media has compartmentalized just them two. They compartmentalized them two. If I took LeBron and Michael Jordan and just wiped them away from history, if I destroyed all the footage and the records and everything, I put bread on it, y'all still would enjoy basketball. Y'all would. But what'll be missing is a lot of the casual fans. A lot of the casual fans would have been gone. So when we're talking about this type of stuff, we have to understand that you have a core audience who loves certain players, and you have a casual audience who wants to just push narratives. See, when you invite a new type of fan into the league or into what you're doing, it kind of diminishes the history and the love of what the game was. The game has just gotten bad, especially for the men. It's gotten bad. Then you don't promote your product. See, the WNBA is going to fall into that trap like the NBA. This is why Caitlin Clark's management group, they basically said, like, the W needs to pull away from the NBA. And she's looking at, like, this is the perfect time, because she knows that this will help that this will help Candace was a beast, dog. I was just watching some clips of Candace Parker. Bruh, Candace was a problem. Man, I missed that. See, this was basketball. When you had the 2001 East Semis, Vince Carter, AI going at it, that whole Eastern Conference playoffs was just crazy that year. So I was just looking at it, but I'm just saying, if you love your favorite player, talk about your favorite player. And that's why I'm glad that I made the platform I've did. Um I could have went the route of doing what everybody else does and I would have got a lot more views, but I make my content and you're either gonna like it or you're not. I make my content based off what I've seen, what I research, and like I said, that's just what I do. But they don't push white versus white like that. They don't. They will push the black versus white more because it sells. It sells. Now, one of these days, they're going to want a Paige versus Caitlyn championship, but if Asia's still there, they're going to want to make it a Caitlyn and Asia or Caitlyn and Angel. Like, that's what they want to do because they know that's going to make a lot of money. So people that's on the internet trying to say, oh, well, she don't make money like that, she don't move the needle, that's bullshit because she does. Her and Indiana wouldn't play each other 5 times if she didn't move the needle, bro. I'm being real. Because if that was the case, why not have CC play Sabrina Nescu 5 times? Or why not? Because they know. They put her against Vegas, put her against Chicago because they know those games are gonna make more money than when her playing on what's her name? What's her name playing they know that it's not gonna move the needle like that. So they need racism and division to sell because you got white people out here who still think that we should be in the field still. And you got a lot of them because you could tell from the election. You could tell from the election what happened. And then you got people trying to say racism don't exist. Yeah, the hell it does. Cause y'all put this crack in office. It exists. Trust me. And then you got black folks who got the Steven mindset. Oh yeah, boss. Yeah, boss. Got you, boss. For real. You got some brothers, right? This was hilarious, right? You got some brothers, man, who talk ish about Angel, right? But then you tell them like this. Okay, then, so you ask them. You ask them straight up, like, okay, then, so Angel, right? When y'all tell her, like, okay, well, what were her numbers at LSU for her career, right? They be trying to be funny, but when you tell them that she has the most points per game and rebounds per game in LSU history, They don't know what to say. Because you know why? Because they've been taught to hate. They were taught to hate her, but because she beat their savior. So that's the thing. People, we don't as people, we don't we don't look at the whole situation for what it is. Um, those people over there, they love. They're a cult. Even with the DEEZYii and Angel interview, they were saying, well, Angel Reese clearly says I heard. Then they try to take all of that and twist it. Then they're putting out these fake stuff that she's on steroids, she's doing all this type of stuff. And it's just tiresome. And then in the game, she hurt her wrist. She sat on the bench. It's a lot. Like when she was up there on that post game when they won, when she fouled out, which I believe that was a bad call game. She just it's mentally tiresome. Like I think people keep forgetting that she's a child. I think people forget she's a kid. And she's taking on more than what an adult at 40 or 50 years old is going through. She's getting that much backlash. Ryan Howard went 2 for 20. But they ain't talk about that because don't nobody know who the hell Ryan Howard is. They don't know who Ryan Howard is. She had a few missed layups in that game. And they low-lighted that and made that the whole game, which it wasn't. They didn't show her previous games when she was balling. It's so tiresome of how you people, and yes, you people, which is white folks, because y'all run the media. So I'm talking to you. Y'all know the power y'all have. But yet, y'all choose to tear this girl down. Y'all don't talk about her defense. Y'all don't talk about her leadership. Y'all don't talk. Look at LSU. You see her impact isn't there. Y'all don't talk about that because y'all don't care no more. Then you had the girls like Michaela, Anissa, Poa. I forgot the other girl that was in there. I think it was Dave Wilson. They were taking a picture with Angel's cereal. You got all these crackers coming into the damn comment section saying, yeah, they hood rats just like her. How is she a hood rat? Do y'all know what hood rats are? This is why I asked the white person, what is do you know what a hood rat is? It's more hood rats that are white women than black women. Because y'all the majority. It's a lot of y'all on Section 8. It's a lot of y'all on food stamps. But y'all don't promote it. Because they have brainwashed y'all into believing that y'all are the perfect being. Adolf Hitler said it. What did Adolf Hitler say? The master race is what? White with blue eyes and blonde hair. Remember he said that, right? He said that is the master race. And ever since then, y'all have been living by that decree. Y'all have. Y'all have been living by that decree forever. So that's the thing, man. I wanted to make this long ass video because I know when people watch this, they not gonna like it. They not really gonna listen. But we got to get a lot of these ops out of the community, man. I mean, ops who talk about they Angel fans. They ain't no Angel fan. You know what I'm saying? When they talking about when they're talking about her in a bad light. We got to get these people out of the community who only look at stats. We got to get rid of these statisticians. Like seriously, we got to get rid of you statisticians. You analytical people, we got to get rid of you bastards. Got to. Because y'all have ruined the game. Y'all have said from analytics the 3-point shot is better than the 2-point shot. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. The closer you are to the basket, the higher you are likely to make the shot. Right? So we're talking about bad field goal percentages. Around the rim, Moses Malone had struggles around the rim. He won a championship. Bill Russell, 11 championships. Bill Russell was like 44, 41% around the basket. They won. So if Angel going to the year, let's say she's at 39 or 41% again, right? But she gives me 15 and 15 this year or 16 and 16 this year. You're not taking that? You're not taking that at all? That's what I'm saying. Y'all put too much into these percentages. Like way too much. Y'all do. LeBron is one of the most efficient players that's probably played in history. But he's 4-6 in the finals. Kevin Durant is probably the most efficient player we've ever seen. Not just history, ever seen. And he hasn't made it back to the championship since he left the Warriors, which he should have stayed with the Warriors. I had to tell my boy Q, shout out to Q if you ever see this. Q don't come by my page no more. He don't rock. I guess he don't rock with me no more. But Q, man, Q was right. He should have stayed with the Warriors. He should have stayed with the Warriors and he should have won. He should have won and won more championships. People wouldn't have cared. People were just mad because you were beating LeBron at the time. You could have stayed and won 2 or 3 more championships. You and Curry would have gone down probably as the best duo in history. Or one of the best duos we've ever seen in history. But yet, you smoking too much of that shit. Let them people compromise your mind, make you leave a perfect situation because they want to say it's a weak move. Hey, weak move. I got me 4 of them things. I'd have been talking shit. Somebody asked me, HD, if you was a superstar on your team and you lost to them, and then they come and they offer you, like, they want you to go play for them, would you have gone? I've been like, hell yeah. Nigga, you serious? Why am I gonna... Let me break this down to y'all. Let me break this down for y'all. This is how I know the NBA community and people in general are dumb as hell. If I have a chance to go play with a Steph, Clay, Draymond, if I would have gone back, it would have been me, Russell Westbrook, and a bunch of nobodies. What are you going to choose? So, like, if you have a chance to be on the best network compared to a network that you've been with 8, 9 years, right? You're in that network, right? You're carrying that network. You the guy of that network. But you have a choice to go over here with a superstar, producer, director, analyst, camera crew. I'm going over there. What is y'all talking about? The point is to win. People say, well, LeBron got all this power. Cool. They gave it to him. I don't blame LeBron. I blame Adam Silver and them. If I have a chance, I could trade. I could come into the season with a team and I could trade all the team. I don't ever get the blame. They blame my supporting cast and I don't get the blame. Who wouldn't love that? That's what I'm saying. Like, people act like, oh, you got to win it the hard way. Man, you don't want to win it no damn hard way. You just want to win that bitch. Because you still got to play the games. Ask Kobe. If you ask Kobe, yo, Kobe, you can have a Jason Kidd, right? Just listen to what I'm saying. You can have Jason Kidd and KG come to your team. But people are going to say, oh, well, you needed help. You needed help. Kobe going to be sitting back with a cigar with like 7 of them hoes. You think Kobe, bruh, stop playing, man. Like, you hear these athletes like, oh, they did this and did. Man, look, you trying to win the game. Like Isaiah Thomas said, shout out to Zeke. Zeke said, yes, I want to get all the best talent I can get to win. Like, people was talking about, oh, what if Michael Jordan wanted to come to the Pistons? Zeke was like, shit, we'll welcome him. And then everybody was like, Zeke, how could you say that? Man, Zeke like this. Look, man, that's Michael Jordan. That's what I'm saying. Like, people get mad when he went to Miami. I'm like, dude, that's LeBron. Like, D-Wade, like, look, man, I'm tired of losing. We got to win. And they got 2. They lost 2, but he got 2 of them. So, again, they will never promote the white versus white. Angel Reese has had a great season at Unrivaled. Great season. This is her first season. This is her first season there. She has been doing a great job. Her energy, her leadership, her rub-off effect has made the Rose a tough team. And this is why I say they're going to be dangerous down the line. And when she gets back to Chicago, she's going to make Chicago a contender. May not be this year, but it's going to be in a few years. The disrespect of her is very unwarranted, and I will continuously back Angel Reese. She's a hell of a player. She has a dog mentality. Caitlin Clark I do not like her. I think she's a fraud. And I think she be lying a lot. I think she's very media trained. I believe she sees what's going on. She don't say nothing because that's what they do. Pink folks love to hide, but they would love to talk trash. When they trying to play victim, they the loudest one in the room. Soon as you try to, since you try to talk about you being talked down to or torn down as a black or brown man or woman, they come out of here talking about, oh, you're pulling a race card. Why are you complaining slavery was so long ago? That's what they do. They have psychologically dumbed us down. And that's all I got to say, folks. I'm out. DEEZYii.